Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to be looking at how you are programmed to be poor, guys. And unfortunately, to break free from the cycle of poverty, there are a few things you have to do, which we're going to cover in this video. And it is really fundamental things that you have to think about. So as humans, we are wired to absorb information and let it shape our thoughts and our actions. But here's the harsh reality. The financial system we operate in is against you. Now, working in finance, it is very, very prevalent and very evident from what I have seen. Every day we're being programmed to remain in a state of poverty without even subconsciously realizing it. So why is this, guys? When you look at marketing campaigns, when you look at promotional videos, when you look at a lot of different content, they are putting things in front of you always. There is never a time that you do not see things, absorb things, whether it's billboards, whether it's radio stations, whether it's ads. There's a ton of stuff marketing wise that really plays to your psychology, and they know this and they know how to market things to you to get you to buy them to fundamentally stay poor. So what is the key to success, guys? Again, we're going to break down a couple of these things. Many financial gurus and teachers emphasize the importance of the mindset in achieving success. While mindset is undoubtedly important, it's not only the only factor in play. Having a positive mindset without an action, without a plan, is completely meaningless. That is right, guys. The reason you stay poor is the lack of positive thinking rather than a systematic disadvantage that has been instilled from birth. So it begins, and I have seen this, guys, firsthand. I can really second is the education system. So the education system, when you look at the fundamentals, it was built on providing free education to all individuals. All children could be learned in a regime and controlled in a way with the intentions and produce as many drones as possible to man the machines. Now, this is going back to a fundamental thinking that school started 200 years ago in Germany, and it is the basics of kind of making workers and making worker bees. Fundamentally, when you look at early industry, and this is where it started, they continued to provide education, but they spent a great deal of time and effort into socially conditioning the labor force. So again, we get this fundamentally from school. This is the basics for where it comes from. Especially they say in Sunday school, which I don't know if that's quite there, which were designed to really incarnate the middle class values and attitudes, making the workers feel more susceptible to the incentives that the factory needs. Again, this is going back 200 years. So today's day and age, as a result, most schooling was developed, do not provide real world education. That is right, guys. Schools do not push children towards entrepreneurship or creating products and services when they leave school. Almost without fail, the education system doesn't touch on anything related to finance. Now, this is where fundamentally, I believe this is where the change has to be. So when you look at the education system and when you look at schooling, they do not cover finances, managing your finances, growing your wealth. When you're outside of school, you're not even covered mastering your finances, looking at mortgages, looking at loans, looking at credit card debt, taxes, everything when it comes to finances, when it comes to financial education. Even myself personally did not receive anything in school short of math. You got English, you got reading, you got things of that nature. There was nothing to teach you how to manage your finances, period. So what we've done is over the last, even let's say 50 years, a lot of people coming out of school have no education in finances, in wealth management and wealth development, into mortgages, into taxes, all of that fundamentally where our parents did not get that education. They are not passing on the education because they don't know to the next generations. Now, the second major part of this, guys, is we've been programmed to be poor through our beliefs. This is something, again, that I really kind of rings true. There are two ways for this to happen. For most of us, it is because we are surrounded by specific people, parents that argue about finance, or we don't talk about finances. That is one thing that has always baffled me within the United States, guys. A majority of people, so think even your immediate family, how often do you guys talk about finances? If you've ever talked about finances, even when it comes to, aging parents, if it comes to younger siblings, if it comes to cousins, aunts, uncles, things of that nature, to hear from a family member speak poorly about anyone who didn't have money, They will not talk about money, and most people within the United States Do not talk about money. Now, of course, with this, the experiences will lead to a scarcity mindset, people believing there is only a limited amount of wealth in the world and there's never enough to go around, especially when it comes to the family, because they know if you have money, that family is going to want the money that you do have. And the final one we get into is the power of advertising, guys, which we talked about a little bit. Third and final way is we are programmed to stay poor is through media. The media, we are bombarded with advertisements on a daily basis designed to manipulate our buying habits, influencing our perceptions of what we need to really live our lives. This is where a lot of it comes up with the keeping up with the Joneses, things of that nature. You see a lot of things on TV, you see a lot of things on social media that you don't need in your life, yet people continue to buy it. Advertisers use a variety of techniques to get us to buy their products. They create a sense of urgency as one that there is a sale and the sale is going to end soon. They use celebrity endorsements to feel like we need it because they have it in what they are promoting. They also create a desire for new and improved products, which is the reason if you had an iPhone 7, you got an 8, you got a 10, you got a 12, you got a 13, you got a 14. It is the consistent upgrade, the consistent desire to have the biggest and best, because if you don't, chances are you're going to be left behind, which we know is not the case, guys. Does an iPhone 7 work functionality different than an 8, than a 10, than a 12? It still makes calls, still gets text message, things of that nature. Might have a little bit better camera improvements, things of that nature, but it is still fundamentally doing the exact same thing. Media also affects our perception of success, what it means to be rich. We're bombarded with images of luxurious lifestyles, extravagant wealth. If you check YouTube, YouTube is littered with, I can make you $100,000 in one day without you doing anything, which we know is not the case, guys. Most of it is a consistency through a, time, effort. You'll get there. You will definitely get there. But it does make us feel inadequate if we don't have those things. This can lead to a cycle of overspending and debt as people try to keep up with the Joneses or keep up with the celebrities and things they do see on TV. To really break free of this, it is important to be aware of the tactics that advertisers are used. Question what you need and what is really a need and what is a want, what motivates you and what goals you are consistently trying to reach within your financial circle. Instead of consistently buying new things, focus on truly what makes you happy. If it's vacations versus having a phone, spending more time with your family, loved ones, pursuing your passion, or giving back to your communities. Now, guys, I just wanted to really share this. It's a really very, very well-written article over on Medium.com. And again, I have seen this firsthand where I have people that are coming out of high school, that are coming out of college, and a majority of them know absolutely zero about their finances, about wealth, about credit cards, about debt, about literally anything, how to budget. Fundamentally, we need to change as a nation and get this back on track, guys. It's kind of crazy that, again, you have someone 18 to 22 that has zero idea what they're doing when it comes to money and no one to help them at all. So guys, that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.